Hello and welcome. It's me, the Credit Crusader. Today's video's topic is, why is the bank asking me for documents? I'm going to go over all that and some tricks on how to avoid it and get around it. All right, so you applied for a credit card and then you got a message that says, we're going to be reviewing this account. We'll let you know the verdict in a few days. Or you actually just get a link that says, we need to verify you. Please upload documents. Okay, now don't panic. This could happen for a lot of reasons. The number one reason is that the information on your credit report, something's not jiving, something's not lining up. This happens a lot when people try to apply for things with CPNs. I'm going to be honest. Now, why is that? Well, when people apply for things with CPNs, they usually add trade lines onto the CPN to boost the score. Because without a trade line, you don't even have a score with a CPN. Well, the problem is some trade lines will actually add the address of the person who has the card. So now you have a CPN with two addresses, and basically the system gets confused and it doesn't know where exactly do you live. So they want you to send in verification of an address, like a utility bill, an ID, social security card, all that kind of stuff. If you're getting this and you're not using a CPN, chances are you recently moved, or you changed your name, or there's something that's on your credit file that is just not consistent with what you did on your application. Now, there's some things you can do. You can obviously go look at your credit report and make sure that the addresses are all the same and they're all at the top. One address, all the same, all up top. Usually when people have a credit report that's really consistent, you'll get an instant approval if you're going to get approved for the card, and everything will be fine. You won't have to send in documents. But when there's inconsistencies in there, that brings up a red flag, and they say, oh, wait a minute, we want to see documents and all this other stuff. So a very good idea would be, if you haven't already, to look at your credit reports and make sure that address, name, birthday, all that stuff, it's got to match. You can't have all, different stuff. Also, changing your phone number. That's a no-no if you're trying to get an instant approval. I know a lot of people with these CPNs, they get phones, and then, they don't want to pay an extra phone bill, so then they'll get a burner phone, and then the plan will run out, and then they try to go and they lost the number, and then they got to get a new number. That, you can't do that. You got to keep one number the entire time, because the system doesn't like that. It will kick it back. It's saying, hey, there's discrepancies here. We need to look into this guy more. Now, another reason that they could be doing this is because you're not really in public records. Public records? What's that? Well, we've all heard of LexisNexis, SageStream, and all these different public records and all this kind of stuff. Well, here's the deal: you can't really set up like a LexisNexis account. I mean, you can, but it's not something that you really have access to. Basically, how you get put in public records is you do things like sign up for rewards cards, or apply for things, or listing yourself in phone directories. When you get utilities, that's the kind of stuff that will, or when you get a driver's license, all that kind of stuff. Basically, it gets picked up, and you start basically making a presence on the internet. Now, here's a gem I learned, and I know for a fact it works. Go to your Credit Karma account. Everyone should have a Credit Karma account. Go up to the part where it says loan, click loan. This is the part where you go to get pre-qualified for a loan. Fill in your information, make sure it's all correct. Put in, you're going to ask for $35,000, and that you have a bachelor's degree, because that shows a sign of stability. Also, you want to put your income, do about $86,000. Now go ahead and go through the pre-qualification process. There's no hard inquiry, but what that's going to do is that's going to circulate your credit profile through the system. You can do it once a week. After doing that, your profile will definitely be picked up, by a lot of the web crawlers that pull together for public records, and it will get it solid. So that way, when you go to apply for things, instant approval. That's a little trick. You heard it from the Credit Crusader. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe. Peace.